Hello everybody, I'm trying to fix my phone thing here. My little apparatus needs to be replaced, and so it's kind of like trying to fall over and go over everywhere, so I guess I'm just going to kind of adjust myself a little differently. So hello, 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 it's Tuesday, and it's Virtual Tuesday. So not only is it about tacos, as I love tacos, it's Taco Tuesday, but it's also Tuesdays I do specials where you can have an online session with me. We meet up on Google Meet. I give you a little magic code, and you can have a 30-minute session. And you got to remember the Latina Native American-y concept of time. Sometimes I run over a little bit, so don't get mad at me. But we have a 30-minute session for $25, and it's done online. Oh, today I'm completely booked. And people are digging it. I'm digging it. They're digging it. You can heal from the comfort of your home. Get your, it's just a 30-minute reading. If you need an hour, you got to buy two. But it's awesome. I got a lot of folks that are loving to do that. And I do want to give a shout out. I'm going to get her card. And I will put it over there on the other side to my friend Kendra Stafford. She is a cosmetologist and has a salon named Haven up at 1600 East 19th Street, and she's in Suite 201, and it's Edmond, Oklahoma 73013, and her contact number is 405-831-5519, and again, that is Haven, and it's Kendra Stafford. I love her grooviness. She's like me, but does hair. So she's really groovy. I like her a lot. Today we're going to be using my Ancestors and Angels deck. They have just been screaming since I came in today. They were just like screaming, like, read me. So I'm like, okay, I'll read you. Manly doesn't talk to me that way. He's usually kind of suave. Remember, this is where Manly is. Manly is my oracle card boyfriend, you know. It's like, metaphorically speaking. It's like, I know when Manly comes up in my reading, it's like all good. He's the trader, Trader, not trader like Benedict Arnold. And he's always talking about prosperity, abundance, connection, synergy, exchange. So you know it's always good shush when Manly comes around. And, oh, well, thank you. Actually, I found it in the back of my closet, and I was like, because my other one, it was hilarious. I was like, my shoulders are too damn broad for that. Felt like I was a football player. So I went in my closet and I like dug through the back, and that's what I found. So I'm like digging this too. I got to tell you about, we've got some cool things that are showing up here. I have learned how to make incense cones, and I'm really pretty ding-dang good at it. And so currently I have some sage, and I'm telling you, I grind these suckers from hand. I grind it from hand. And this summer we'll be growing our white sacred sage ourselves. We'll be growing it by hand, and then in turn creating all sorts of cool groovy incense and products and smudge sticks and things for our clientele. You know, sometimes we need to cut out the middleman or whatever. And so if we can create that for you, then you know we're going to be putting some dang positive groovy energy into it. So without further ado, because I'm like really excited and I want to do a reading, let's get a cooking. So I've been in meditation and moving the furniture around here. So if you haven't been in a while, you know, like in a week, if you haven't been in like 2 days or more, you will see that I have rearranged the treatment room that's over in the 8001 building. And that's the one-story building. So that one, I've kind of like rearranged my treatment room in there, so it's a little bit different. Hopefully, it will cut down some of the noise from the other side of the wall. I don't know why it's so noisy through that wall, and I never hear the people on this side of the wall. I don't know why. But I know they can hear me and I can hear them, so I've been trying to use a really quiet indoor voice when I'm here in the office working with you, so they can't hear what we're talking about. But they must have a lot of clients that are hard of hearing because they seemingly have to talk kind of loud. So anyway, alright, so, oh, okay, there's the first one. Okay, and so we'll see how many baby girl kicks out to us. And I'm like, I hope Manly comes by, okay, because we can all use some Manly time, don't you think? You know, because you know when Manly comes by, it's always good stuff. Anyway, now I like this deck. If you haven't if you just kind of like started playing around with cards and kind of like learning about yourself, and you're working with your higher self on these, now you'll know I'm a Carl Jung girl. And so Carl Jung says that everybody is an intuitive, and that with that in mind, that everybody is an intuitive, sometimes you have to, oh, why is the frowny face? What's the deal? Why a frowny face? That's not cool. Okay, because I'm over here trying to share peace and love, so, okay. I'm going to share peace and love with you, and I'm going to forget that you put a frowny face. But anyway, going back to what I'm saying is like, so if you, I'm a Carl Jung girl, and that means that I follow that philosophy that everybody is an intuitive and that we all have that gift to do that. And then Carl Jung says that sometimes we just need a picture that triggers that memory or triggers that thought, and that's what tarot and oracle cards are kind of meant for. Tarot cards are going to have kind of a set boundary of what each card means, you know, so a Four of Cups is going to mean a Four of Cups is a Four of Cups is a Four of Cups, regardless of the deck that you're reading. However, in oracle cards, you have a little bit more of a, okay, let's see if she's going to kick me out one more. Oracle cards, you have a little bit more opportunity and room for interpretation. And being a Carl Jung, Sigmund Freud kind of girl, although I'm not all weirded out with the phallic stuff, I usually will go with my very first instinct. So when I see that card, it's like, what is that message that comes up? Sometimes it'll be in your face, and then other times the message will come across. Okay, there we go. There's the last one. The message will come across where you are, that message will come across where you are like listening almost to a dialogue in your mind's eye about that card or that vibration or that energy that it's bringing in. So it's really pretty cool when you start looking at it and thinking like that. So without further ado, let's see who dropped in to visit us. Okay, so I'm going to kind of bring this up a little bit. There we go. See that pretty lady there? And, you know, she's got that owl. She's got that raven, she's got a jaguar, and then she's got a deer. So we're talking about a lot of different aspects of who we are, and she is a guardian, and this is about instincts. If you think about each one of these animals reacts totally by instinct. And so the energy that is coming in is talking about trusting, and there's that business. Oh, I'll put that up at the very end. Trusting your instinct about what, you know, that first little tish that comes through. So when someone says something to you, or you see something, or you hear something, that very, very, very first thing that comes up to your mind, to your mind's eye, that is the truth. That is, or a truth. Okay? So keep that in mind. And so the energy that's coming in is telling us to really, 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 really trust our truth. Okay, we've got that deer, we've got the owl, jaguar, and the raven. You know, and she looks pretty dang happy. Okay. I know, it is a really beautiful card. Okay, so this is what's kind of confusing here, because what's your obstacle? Your obstacle is that we don't always listen to the voice of our soul, and we go with what I'm going to call instant gratification. It's we forget about the long-term goal, or the long-term effects, the long-term results, and we look for what we think is going to be a band-aid on what I'm going to call a gaping wound. Okay, let's see if I can get that to flip. Okay, that's very dangerous to play with, okay? Because you are going to end up putting a new band-aid on there, because that wound is going to continue bleeding, and that's metaphorically speaking. Our soul is telling us to back out of it, or our soul is telling us to go forward with it, and we're being our own obstacle. We're either going, well, I can fix that, I can make it better, or we're like, I'm not good enough to do that, depending on what's that energy that's blowing in. So if you're in the middle of a really negative situation and you think that you're going to fix it, you're not going to fix it. All you're doing is putting a little band-aid on this big, huge, gaping wound, and that band-aid isn't going to hold that for very long, okay? So you're going to be chasing that wound all day, all night, trying to fix something that's really not fixable. And then on the flip side, if you've been procrastinating doing something because you don't think that you're good enough, you've got to flip that switch. You are good enough. That is why you have a yearning in your spirit to start doing that particular hobby or that particular task, or flipping yourself over to a different job. It might even be it is. It's about a job and a new path and a new lifestyle. Don't be afraid to embark on something, because it really is a reflection of you and who you are and where you want to go. All right, so you have been your own block. We'll just put it like that. I had another word for it, but I was like, I can't use that. Okay, well, girlfriend just fell down on the floor. So, don't go away, because I got to go get her. Okay, I'm so glad you didn't go anywhere. All right, I'm back. I was going to sing to you, but I thought, oh, no, I better not. That will definitely turn that shish off, right? Okay. All right, so you're going to pay attention to this next card, because it's really important. Okay. All right, what do we got? We got the Shaolin Masters. Okay, the Shaolin Master. Okay, so we're talking about a really pretty, think about the Shaolin monks, okay? So we're talking about martial arts, on the outside of it. On the inside of it, we're talking about discipline, and this is where our help is, that we have that discipline, that we have that desire and balance that's playing in our favor. It is also, and I'm getting a really strong indication over here of don't be melodramatic. Okay, so for whatever change that you are incorporating in your life, be very humble and quiet with it. And I'm getting, it's like this, it's like, make this a sacred movement, a sacred ascension, a sacred step forward, and don't be melodramatic about it. Some of you are going to be ending relationships, and I'm not saying sneak out in the middle of the night or in the middle of the day. I mean, be open and honest with that relationship that you are leaving. But don't be melodramatic about it. Be humble, be cool, be kind. Things change in relationships, and people grow, and they grow in different directions, and that happens. And the Shaolin Master is saying that regardless of what you're doing and where you're going, oh, where's the chocolate? To have grace with it and have a sense of sacredness, be the better person. So ending a negative relationship, don't be melodramatic about it. Just end it and move on. Leaving a job to embark on another job or embark on a new path, just do it in a cool, kind way. Be humble about it. Be grateful for the experience that you had, because it will help you make better choices in the future. That's the essence of this energy here. I was kind of like, All right. Okay, let's take a look at the next card. Y'all are going, damn it, I saw your face, Maris. You made that face. And I'm like, I know, it's that face. Okay, we thought last summer sucked. Okay, this summer isn't going to be any better. I'm going to keep it like that because it's all about perspective. You have an option at this time. You have an option to either be a part of the problem or to be a part of the solution. And then if you choose to be a part of the solution, how do you want to connect in and be a part of that solution? That's what this card is talking about. It's talking about in many ways that you're going to have to, and I'm going to say pick a side. And I want to stress this. It is, we're not playing the blue and the gray or, something to that effect. You have to really kind of determine who you are and where you're going and what you want out of life. And that includes what you want out of your home. That includes what you want out of your community, your state, your country, your continent, whatever. What do you want? How do you want to be? Because this summer is going to be a very, and I'm going to say decisive. I'm not saying divisive. I'm saying decisive time for all of us, that we will really come to a greater awakening and understanding. And it is not going to be one of those really easy, candy-coated kind of experiences. It's a lot about realities and truths. And more importantly, it's not on the external, but it's on the internal. It's about our inner self. So that's what I mean by decisive. I'm not talking about divisive. I'm talking about decisive through there, just to kind of clarify. All right. Okay. This guy's a hunk too, but he's not my boyfriend. Just saying. I don't cheat on Manly. Okay, come on. Flip over, camera. Okay, there we go. Isn't he cute? The horns kind of like freak me out a little bit, and the little tattooy things. But I'm going to look at them as spirals and look at him because he is the hunter. I'm going to look at it from the need to adapt to that environment in order to be and when I say active, that means to be a successful hunter. So obviously they're not hunting for game so that they can go and stick that stuff like a mount the head and leave the carcass type thing. It's not like that at all. This is how he contributes to his people, as in we're going to go occupation. But what is his skill or talent is what we're looking at here. And so this is a really strong force of where we're going to be looking at and working through and actually creating our transition into being a better person, to being more well-rounded and, more, and I'm going to say participative in our life. And so this is where you start gaining who you are and your growth. And he's talking about in the Hunter, in this particular thing, is about confronting or tracking down your fears, and then working with that vibe or that energy in order to start fulfilling your desires or getting to where you want to be. All right, so when we were talking just a couple of minutes ago on the, what card was that? I want to say, wasn't that one? On the following the voice of your soul. And it was like, some of us are listening to our fears and some of us are listening to our desires and what controls you. And so in this one, this is about balance and balancing that vibration, balancing that energy so that you are not owned by your fears, and that you are starting to fulfill your desires. So I thought that was kind of cool to see that. I want to go ahead. That is my friend Kendra Stafford. That is her card. Her salon's name is Haven. Ouch, that was hot. It's at, her phone number is 405-831-5519. And the address is 1600 East 19th Street, Suite 201 in Edmond. And wonderful. She's a wonderful practitioner. Love her work that she does. So I hope that you enjoyed today's reading and that it, okay, I just can't stand it when little stupid text messages come through and they're like telemarketing. So they don't telemarket on your phone anymore. They telemarket on your text messaging. I guess it still is your phone, but I'm like, good golly. Whew. Okay, so let's let that energy go. I'm like, where's my little magic wand? Okay, whew, you're gone. All right, and so I hope everybody has a most groovy day. Again, you need to come and try out some of my incense. They're really cool. We also have been making, I call them spiritual works. So I also have some magically delicious, take that the way you want, but I have some magically delicious soaps for you. I have Attraction, Prosperity, Shake a Booty, Break Those Negative Ties, and Walking on Sunshine. And they are $4 a piece or 3 for $10. So come check out my soaps. Peace, love, and harmony. I know I'm going to see you very soon.